Local chambers call for the repeal of San Antonio's sick time ordinance. After a staffer is injured, 3 employees are ousted from the San Antonio River Authority. And San Antonio's infamous catfish farm's well will be capped. This is your Express Briefing podcast for Wednesday, December 5th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. A coalition of local business organizations are calling on the City Council to repeal the mandatory paid sick leave ordinance it passed this summer after a group pushing the initiative collected more than 140,000 signatures supporting it. Bolstering their argument by pointing to a third Court of Appeals ruling last month that shot down Austin's mandatory paid sick leave ordinance, North San Antonio Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Cristina Aldrete says her organization and several others want the council to reconsider its ordinance before it takes effect in 2019, suggesting that businesses will be affected by the ordinance beginning January 1st, even though the enforcement of the law won't begin until August. Despite the court ruling affecting Austin, San Antonio's local ordinance has not been litigated, and the issue will likely have to be decided by the Texas Supreme Court, though the legislature is widely expected to take up a bill preempting all local mandatory sick leave ordinances. Friday, a coalition of business organizations sent a letter to Mayor Ron Nirenberg and the council asking that they reconsider the ordinance. Though missing from the business coalition's long list of supporters are the city's 2 most prominent chambers, the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. After throwing a large pipe at an employee last month that disfigured a man's nose, a supervisor at the San Antonio River Authority has resigned to prevent being fired. Alfred Rakowitz worked at SARA for 9 years, and on November 6 was found to have violated workplace violence policy. SARA's Director of Government and Public Affairs says 2 other employees, Assistant Maintenance Supervisor Clarence Kilbasa and Utilities Manager John Gomez, were also later fired. However, while officials have declined to give details on those 2 firings, they maintain they were not because of the pipe-throwing incident. According to agency records, Rakowitz was standing on a second-floor loft at SARA's East Side facility, and while trying to get the employee's attention, made some noise by banging a pipe, followed by yelling profanities. The employee then walked towards Rakowitz and told him to address him by his name, and that's when Rakowitz threw the PVC pipe at the employee, striking him on the bridge of his nose. The employee went to a hospital and later told Bexar County Sheriff's deputies that Rakowitz had dislocated his nose, causing, in his words, permanent disfigurement. The injured employee told a sheriff's deputy that he wants to file criminal charges. Rakowitz is named as a suspect in a Bexar County Sheriff's report about the incident, but has not been arrested or charged. And among thickets of prickly pear and pecan trees 20 miles south of downtown, a bizarre chapter in Texas water law involving a catfish farm and its infamously abundant well is finally coming to an end. In 1991, Ronnie Puchek brought national attention to the region's 3-way tug-of-war over groundwater politics when he fed his Living Waters Artisan Springs catfish farm with some 45 million gallons a day from the Edwards Aquifer. A decade of litigation led to an eventual $30 million buyout of Puchek and his partners, and now the San Antonio water system has started to work to seal off the 30-inch well with oil field-type mud and concrete in a 2-week project costing $1.4 million. In 2013, SAWS sold the land to the San Antonio River Authority for $315,000, but maintained an easement so it could manage the infamous well. SAWS now plans to return the site to its native brushland. And that's your daily San Antonio Express briefing for Wednesday, December 5th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts.